And you're very welcome back to the Lads Podcast. Thank you so much for joining us. I'm Discount James McAvoy.
And I'm Jimmy Bob. Fuck.
See, I told you on the ball. I told Steve before we recorded the podcast, Steve, now on the ball this week, okay?
He said, I want you on the fucking ball now because I'm going to mess.
He dropped the ball.
Fucked it.
He fucked it. You're very welcome back, though. I'm Daragh.
And I'm Steve.
Question mark. I'm Steve.
Jim McAvoy, maybe. I don't know. Might be Steve.
How are you getting on,
Some
boy?
days. Good, how are you?
Yeah.
So, how's your week been? Tell me what because I know what it has been. We'll talk about it.
Yeah. My week's been very good. For all the listeners that are like, oh, yes, I don't care about what the topic of the podcast is. I just want to hear how Daragh got on this week.
Playing the fucking PlayStation, is it all the time?
I know. In work, I got to move to a new department and I'm going to be working full time.
Well done.
Thank you.
Well done.
You know, because I was, if our listeners were listening before, you know, I was freelancing, fuck all work, and there was an opportunity for a full-time role, and I think it's something I prefer more. What else? A video did the rounds on Twitter. That's cool.
Well, fucking it did, yeah.
It did, boy.
Actually, do you know a lot happened in between?
And then played The Last of Us.
The Last of Us Part 2, yeah.
Yeah.
So
we're not going to talk about it.
Yeah, because you finished it and I haven't.
I finished it last night. Steve hasn't finished it, so we're not going there. We're not going there. How was your week, Steve?
My week was pretty good. I fucking just played The Last of Us after work every day.
Yeah.
Oh, I had a migraine on Wednesday.
Oh, did you? I remember, yeah.
Fucking migraine.
Is that good?
That was so bad. I've never gotten a migraine. Well, I think I got one once about 7 years ago.
How's that?
It was so weird. I thought I was like, right, this is it. I'm on the way out now because I was at work and I was coming back from my lunch. And I was going up the stairs and I wanted to check how much steps I had done on the old fitty bitty.
Oh, yes.
So I was like, what is it? And all I could see, it was like 8,000 something.
Yeah.
And I was like, I could see 8 and I couldn't see the number in the middle and I could see 7. You know, I was like, is that a 6 or a 3? You know, it was it was like really weird. And then I was talking to people and I could see one of their eyes and the other eye was just skin.
But that's one-eyed Jim.
Oh, you see, I was actually talking to one-eyed Jim.
You were like,
fuck it.
It wasn't a migraine.
Yeah. So then I was like, of course, instead of just saying, yeah, I gotta go home, I'm sick, I was like, be grand. So I stayed for an hour looking at people with one eye and seeing zigzags in my peripheral vision. And then I got a mad headache and then I was like getting nauseous. So I was like, right, I have to go home.
Brilliant. This is exactly what people want to hear on their Monday morning.
You're keeping this in. You better be keeping this in.
Cool. That was our weeks. So as you can tell from this week's podcast title, we are discussing alcohol and Ireland's relationship with it. Well, as we do, we'll start out with our own experience with the thing. Steve, do you want a drink?
Oh, I'd love one, brother. I never thought you'd ask. Here, look.
You might think we're drinking coffee. Now, for the people that are just listening, we drink coffee. This is like my 4th coffee today.
Is it?
I'm gonna have a banger. I thought of something as well. It's funny, and I know people can relate because I see it on Twitter and stuff. Is that brilliant sweet energy juice. But the thing is, like,
what's that coffee? Sweet. Oh, sugar, I suppose. Yeah. So I don't have sugar in my coffee.
All right, big man.
Because
legend.
I'm not. Yeah, because I'm a fucking legend.
Yeah, it's very true. But yeah, the thing about coffee, and a lot of people can relate, is that it does heighten the anxiety sometimes.
Oh yeah.
Especially if you're in a period of anxiety. I remember about 3 years ago now, I was working early mornings in the job I was in, and I'd get a coffee in the morning, and it would not only wake me up, but I'd be up the walls, just sitting at my desk, just being like, oh no.
Oh yes, time for a panic attack.
Time for my morning panic attack and coffee.
Here we go.
But no, thankfully don't have that anymore. But I wanted to bring that up because I'm full of caffeine.
Don't worry, Darry, it will come back.
The anxiety?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh, the panic will come back. Don't worry.
Will come back.
It's okay.
Yup. Booze.
When did you have your first drink?
I mean, when I was a child, I was allowed to have the very little sip of
load of gat.
Yeah, when I was 5, I was on a bender with my dad.
Oh yeah.
And he was like, finish it.
He's mad for that. Finish it.
Finish the slab,
finish
like.
It. Come on, boy.
I would have had, like the can or two here and there. I never really got into, that's the whole drinking culture of Ireland is starting quite young. Some people are like,
yes,
10, 11, 12.
12 is quite popular actually. Well, not as much anymore. But we'll get into that.
Do you know a lot of 12-year-olds and they're like...
Yeah, they're still getting... I teach them karate and
they show up pissed.
They show up pissed, like, I'm like, fair play, brother.
And you're pissed as well.
Oh, well, exactly, like, so... So, like, I've just asked Daragh when his first drink was and he's going to ask me that after, but the two of us are definitely not the normal. Like, we were quite late starters.
In Ireland's... With the typical for Ireland, we were late to the party.
Very late. Like, out of all of our friends, like, we were quite late.
Yeah, and just even I remember in school...
Yeah.
Like everyone was off. Like that was the big thing. I felt very left out.
Yeah, absolutely.
I really noticed that. Like all through, I guess, from second, third, fourth year, especially kind of third, fourth year.
Fourth year was when everyone was drinking.
Yeah, I remember
really.
all through those years. Like a lot of people in your year would go bushing on Friday night and Saturday night, and then Monday everyone's has the goss and is chatting away, and you'd just be there like, I played with Lego. I didn't play with Lego. I animated short stop motion videos with Lego. So excuse you.
You were building a fucking house with Lego.
And I lived in it.
You did, yeah, big house. By the time you're 16, it's like you're not drinking yet. That's kind of how. Well, maybe it's different. I'm pretty sure it's the same, but that's obviously the same with Irish drinking culture. By the time you're 16, it's like go.
To answer your question,
when was yours though?
Yeah, I think 16, 17.
Were you 16? I was 17. Oh yeah, you're a bit younger than me, I suppose.
I think so. I'm not entirely sure,
Why don't you tell them the story?
Oh, do I have to?
You do.
Oh,
you have
okay.
to tackle this. Daragh can't drink soup. Okay.
What?
You can't drink soup.
I'm not allowed. It's not that I can't. My mom says I can't. She won't let me have soup.
You can't drink for your life.
No.
You can't drink soup. No. Did you take the soup?
I did take the soup.
So, and I think Dara's first experience with drink is why Dara's not a big drinker now.
Yeah, sure. Okay. Fuck it.
That's
Let's
what I meant
go.
to say.
You're here. I remember I was about 16 or so. And I was hearing all the stories of lads in my year downing naggins. That was the thing. I downed a naggin. I had 8 cans.
That was 10 respect points.
Yeah, 10. You got
down
the 10.
in a naggin.
You know, if you only had a naggin, that'd be 7.
I mean, I down a naggin on a Tuesday night now. Like,
But
when you were
before
16,
bed,
just get me to bed. Like,
whatever age. I think I was nearly 17.
You would have been, yeah.
I was.
It was that summer, wasn't it?
Sure. Anyway, now keep in mind, I know I'm this big, massive beast of a man now, but in school I was extremely skinny. I was a very skinny guy all through until my adult years, and skinny, quick metabolism, never really drank before. So I decided first time, cracked open a naggin of vodka, threw it back in one go, got the 10 respect points.
You did, and then about 5 were
and then I
taken off
decided to crack open a can and continue drinking. And the friends I was with at the time, you weren't there, you were elsewhere, were just like, what have you fucking done?
Yeah.
And went to a party, had the worst time of my life, had a 5-day hangover, and it was horrendous. Long story short, it was a shit time, and I'm not a big drinker.
No.
Before we get on to that, what about your first experience with the booze, Steve? How was that?
Okay, so I was just about 17. I was started kind of 50, or it was about a month in. I think it was October.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember I had no interest in drinking. Because I guess...
You didn't,
No, I had none. I was always, I was like pure, I'm never going to drink. I was pure that way. I was nerd, like, you know. But I guess because of karate, because I was really serious about karate, so I was like, oh no, body's a temple, all this shit.
I remember that, just a tangent, like, there would be the guy head lads and the soccer lads would be like, I'm not drinking for a while now, we've match or shampoo or whatever the fuck.
As soon as you do, though, But, then by the time it got to 50, or as I say, it got to the stage where I was the only one who wasn't drinking. And a few serious karate heads were drinking, so I was like, oh look,
if they can drink.
And so then I was I think I just said, oh, fuck it, let's give it a spin. So I had 3 cans of Keplers
before school on a Friday morning,
just to see how I'd get on with drink before I had 3 naggins on that party. So I had 3 cans of Keplers.
Very good.
And I had a great time. I loved it. I remember my first time being drunk, obviously, the 6% cider, 3 cans of them, 17, skinny by. First time drinking, it was well sloshed. Great time, though.
Brilliant.
Not too much, you see, so I didn't get sick. Not like Daragh, who... I was one of those friends of yours who was advising you not to do that.
In fairness, they all were.
Yes. Not only did I say don't down a naggin, I said don't drink a naggin. Have a few cans. And you were like, no, down a naggin.
All the lads, down naggins.
I want those 10 respect points.
I want the 10 respect points, and fucking got him by.
You did by.
Came into school, everyone's like, you're a legend now.
It was like, here's your 10 respect points.
They were like, soupy.
They were like, messy drunk.
But it was a weird thing. I kind of felt included then, because it was, I got to be the butt of the jokes, but it was everyone's on my side. Like, oh boy, you are some mess, I know. And I was like, yeah, boy, I was. Yeah. Yes, people are talking to me. Yeah. And my relationship with booze, I get it's funny, you said like that kind of really set the precedent. I don't care for booze. I know.
Yeah.
I know.
You probably are the only one I know who has probably a healthy relationship with alcohol.
Yeah, sure. That's the thing. I like the taste of drink. I like the buzz of being drunk, but I don't get that lust like that I see my buddies get when, you're a few cans deep and you're like, oh, get me some more.
Yeah.
I'm a few cans deep and I'm like, oh, if I keep drinking, I'm going to get sick.
Okay.
I'm going to have a violent hangover tomorrow. I'm going to have a glass of water.
Okay, so let's say would your early 20s, because now we're in our mid 20s. Starting a podcast, mid 20s.
Bald.
Yeah, exactly.
But
But let's say our early 20s was the time where we had the most drink we've ever had, yeah?
sure.
It was like 6 to 8 cans at pre-drinks. Always, sometimes 10 if I was mad, like if there was a long pre-drinks.
Yeah.
And then like 3 to 4 pints at a pub, and then at least 5 shots.
Oh, God.
And that wasn't even that much compared to some people. The fact that if you break down how much alcohol that is, it's fucking loads. Like
Yeah, like the whole thing of binge drinking. Now, I when I was doing a bit of research for this podcast, I found like some Micheál Martin chatting on RTE from like the early noughties.
Oh Jesus. Has he ever had a drink?
No, he's never had a drink. I remember him saying like, oh yeah, the binge drinking in Ireland's gotten very bad, And I remember hearing our parents talk about that. Oh, geez, binge drinking. Hasn't that not always been the case?
No.
Really?
Well, like drink was a lot cheaper in pubs then, wasn't it?
Yeah, but would you not then binge at the pub and have 10 pints at the pub?
I don't think so, and I can't really, like, I can just talk about my personal experiences of those nights when I do that, which is seldom, but,
Aye.
like, when you, that's actually the thing too, when I was researching this, I used to think, because I don't drink as much as a lot of people, I drink on the weekends once a week, and I might get fairly sloshed, but,
Yes.
but because I have a very healthy and active lifestyle anyway, so
Yeah.
I feel like I'm excused, I feel like I'm allowed to have 10 pints at the weekend.
I mean, who's to say you can't?
Yeah, exactly, but...
It's all about your relationship with the substance, guys.
Sure, absolutely. Which, no, you're right, it is, but it's still technically a lot of alcohol.
Oh, it is, yeah.
But anyway, when I was reading about this, I always thought, oh, sure, I don't drink that much at all. I didn't even count it as excessive because I don't go for a few pints during the week.
Sure.
But I realised as I was like, actually, I do. We all do. And I even thought about it too, funny you mentioned Micheál Martin, because how a lot of things from the government about how our drink culture is very bad. We need to tackle it. I always had this feeling that they didn't give a fuck. Do you know? But they really do. They're always like, no, we need to tackle our drinking problem.
Is that why they've been upping the prices of pints?
Yeah, that's exactly why. Yeah, that's what I saw. That's why tax has gone on drinking. So that's why.
And the funny thing about Irish culture is we'll work around it.
Yeah,
all
but
right,
we
fuck
drink
you,
more.
so we're gonna drink from home.
But I think that means we drink more, because now we're like, all right, we'll scurry up loads of cans now.
Actually,
Because do you ever, the very odd time, I know, as you say, you drink less because again you're the only one with a
no,
good relationship.
because I can't. No, yes, sure, you could say I have a good relationship. It's because I can't handle it.
Yeah,
I
I
tried
guess.
to keep up with all the lads, and I remember feeling bad about it in my late teens and early 20s, being like, oh, I can't keep up.
Sure.
Why do I get sad after drink? Why do I get pissed off?
Yeah.
Why do I get sick? Why?
Yeah,
and I was just because the alcohol doesn't necessarily suit me.
Yeah, sure, and that's fair enough. But you know. Just to expand on that, like there have been some nights where we've just went to the pub and it never intended, like where we didn't do pre-drink and it was meant to be 3 pints and it ended up being a load. But like when that happens, I have probably 6 to 8 pints, we'll say, over a long time.
Nice.
But I'm not as sloshed. I'm not as, oh God, because I'm not like rushing it into my system.
That's it.
So like I'd say if you drank the way we used to, I'd say it would actually be better if it was like just in a pub. Now you'd still probably have people drinking 15 pints.
Yeah.
Excuse me, but it's much more of a level thing. I think it's the binge drinking at home is what. I guess you could binge drink in a pub too, so there's for and against.
I have a fun one here. So I was trying to think about my relationship with drink, and I came up with a good metaphor during the week. So my relationship with alcohol is like me and a really smelly dog that my friend has. So, it's like, all right, Daragh, we're going over to Declan's today. I'm like, oh yeah, I like Declan. Yeah. And the smelly dog is going to be there as well.
Oh shit, Declan's smelly dog.
Yeah. And I'll be like, all right, it's fine. Sometimes I'm like, oh yeah, brilliant, smelly dog. Grand, whatever, he's a dog, give him a rub. He's
allowed
crack.
to be smelly.
He's allowed, he just is.
He's a dog.
Other times I'm like, oh, I don't want to smell the smelly dog and get sick all over myself. Most people, everyone else doesn't seem to notice the smell. I'm like, just do you not notice that dog stinks, boy? And I'm like, so what? Leave him off.
Oh, yeah.
Smelly dog. But I'm like, oh,
But some
stinks, boy.
some days you're like, oh no, he's smelly.
You know, you might be listening to this podcast now and you're like, geez, Dar, that's kind of cruel. He's just a dog.
Yeah.
The point to make is, though, he's a made-up metaphorical dog, you know. And
Yeah.
But,
so we can slag him all we want.
do you know, like, I'm not being mean to it. I'll give him a wave.
Oh, yeah.
But I thought that was just a fun one. He's just a smelly
like
dog.
that.
I was just like, look. Look, if I was told, Dar, you can never see the smelly dog again, I'd be like, oh, kind of like he's a nice dog.
Yeah.
But he was really smelly, so like, you know, I'll live.
funny.
As
So-
long as I can have the crack.
So you wouldn't mind if you were told you have to give up drink, you'd be like, Grant.
Gun to my head, you know.
Yeah, I suppose we all
Here,
would.
boy, die or stop drinking. Oh, I'd rather die.
On that point, you know, there's a few facts here. Like,
Oh, factoids, here we go.
1.35 million Irish people are considered to be harmful drinkers.
As in, like, they're dangerous
Harmful drinkers.
to themselves or others or both?
Probably both. Because there's a lot of...
Yeah,
we won't get too into the grim stuff.
No.
but yeah.
And a point to make, I just want to make, it's like,
yes.
you know, addiction, serious thing, right? We're kind of more so talking about just the drinking culture, our relationships with it, and just some general kind of observations and stuff. Whereas, like, we never want to punch down and we never want to make fun of addiction. That's not what we're about. If you're someone or you know someone who you think is suffering, who could have a problem with addiction, look, have a chat to your friends, chat to your family, maybe a professional.
Yeah.
We're all about that. Support each other, lads. Yup.
Basically, the point is alcohol plays a massive role in Irish culture.
It
You
does.
know, it's very, but like it's very important for social interactions, but also for our economy. Like, yeah.
One big thing of why we continue to drink is, the economy, tourism. Fun fact, the Guinness Storehouse, the brewery
Yeah.
up in Dublin,
the Guinness place,
the Guinness gaff.
the place where
Where's the Beamish gaff, lads? Come on.
Yeah, come on.
Where the fuck?
it's in Cork.
Come on, Cork. Anyway, that's the most visited Irish tourist spot in the country.
Oh, I'm not surprised.
And
Guinness
every
is a massive
every
exporter.
single celebrity or figurehead or head of state always has to get a picture of the Guinness. Yeah, booze, huh? I didn't necessarily learn anything new when I was just kind of reading into all of this. It kind of just went, I kind of, that
Yeah.
makes sense. That kind of, like, it's ingrained in our culture. It kind of goes
Yeah.
from like wetting the baby's head. So when a child gets christened,
Yeah.
we have an old drink, and then having a drink at someone's wake when they die.
Yeah.
It's there. It's everywhere in the culture. And this, I guess, is Western culture. It's not just Ireland, but
No, but we do the dog on it, like with the amount of alcohol we have.
Yeah.
And I guess the reason why is hard to tell. Even when I was looking up a lot in it, it's very hard to find.
do you know what I found? Now, this is...
Is it because of the Brits?
Yes.
I think we all want to say it is. Like,
it is. It is, I think. this is from, my research. And,
yeah.
and again, we
They're
say
big
every
drinkers-
week.
They're big drinkers too. Like.
They are. So the Pale, Dublin and the likes. So in the 15th and 16th centuries, obviously the Pale was just English culture. It wasn't that Irish.
Yeah.
And they so obviously imported a lot of English culture. And one thing they really imported, according to a thing I read on the internet, is that they really brought in the drinking culture, which eventually spread around to the rest of Ireland. So,
I saw that too.
And that's what's funny is we take a lot of nearly pride in, we're big drinkers.
Yeah.
But we might have inherited that from the old Brits.
That's the funny thing, because I always kind of look. You and I aren't the biggest drinkers, like, but
No.
I'm still able to fucking down
10 naggins.
But like, if I was having a set, I'll still floor 10 points, whereas a yank.
Have I ever told you that you're a massive legend?
Massive.
Sorry, I just
say
wanted
massive
to-
again. Can you say massive again?
Massive
Say it again.
legend. I'm
Say
sorry,
it bigger.
Once more. Massive legend. Sorry, I just want all our viewers to know as well that Steve's a massive legend. Sorry, go on.
Could you all just please?
Can everyone actually say it?
Hashtag Steve's a
Or
fucking
would you all
massive
mind?
legend.
Look, everyone who's listening right now, will everyone just say it once? We'll say it on the count of 3. Steve is a...
Dickhead.
Yeah.
So that's good. I like that.
Do you?
But
Do you really?
oh, thanks for getting me to the point. Yeah, but you know the way, like as I
Yanks.
was saying, you and I aren't like, as I was saying there before, that fun stuff there.
Yeah.
Like you, like I could still drink 8 to 10 pints, whereas a yank would just be like, nah, couldn't do it. They're just
Yeah.
like, I can't fathom that much. And
Yeah.
but a lot of countries are like that. Cool. I still, as you said, I still have this pride in that. I still go, that's what I fucking have. You're not fucking taking it off me,
Yeah.
you fuckers.
And what's sad?
I can floor drink. I don't do it often, but I can if I have to.
I can't. I'm a terrible export. They're like, oh, look, here comes...
Bad Paddy, like.
Here comes the Paddy now. You're going to have a drink, Paddy.
And you're like, oh, no.
No. I want to go to bed early. Actually, because I lived in Spain for a summer of 2018. And, you know, you think, you know, living in Spain, I was playing in a band.
Playing an Irish bar.
Playing in Irish bars a few nights a week. Nah, I'd hop on my child.
They were all probably so disappointed.
They were, yeah. I'd hop on my children's bike, you know, after... I'd have a pint or two after the set, hop on the children's bike, cycle home, watch a movie.
That's fucking class, though.
You're
dead right.
Thank you.
You know the way... Do you remember the pledge? Taking the pledge.
Did you take the pledge?
No, we didn't have it, Daragh. Did we?
Just wondering, did you in your spare time?
Oh, yeah. I just got the priest over. I was like, here, give me the pledge there.
The pledge there now.
But our school, yeah, look, we went to the same primary school and we made our confirmation together.
Did we?
We didn't get asked to take the pledge.
I don't remember you at all.
Do you know the way
I definitely know you from somewhere, though.
Do you know the way
Do you make those YouTube videos?
Shut up. Let me fucking talk.
Sorry, Steve, make your articulated point.
Do you know the way we went to the same primary school?
Fuck off.
Do you know the way I have a good memory, so I remember everything? No. I don't remember being asked to take the pledge. Do you?
We didn't.
We didn't, thank you. Because I remember going into secondary
school.
Because
they knew
well. They knew well. But I remember going into secondary school, everyone was like, did you take the pledge? I was like, what fucking pledge? What are you on about?
Yeah.
But that was the thing, the church, and apparently throughout fucking the ages, the Catholic Church, which obviously predominated Ireland forever.
Did it?
Attempted to suppress alcoholism in Ireland for years, and that was what they did. That was why they brought in the pledge, like encouraging some young Catholics to swear oaths of abstinence from alcohol. Areas with more Catholics, traditionally, you'd find a lot less drinking, but a lot more British areas, you'd find more drinking. So
the pale onwards and non-religious places. Yeah, I came across that exact point as well, and a really good one that you might not have known. Maybe you did. You probably did. Look, you're all probably much smarter than us. Remember the old divorce referendum, 96?
Divorce referendum.
Yeah.
Divorce referendum. Come on, divorce referendum.
All the lads.
That was a father joke.
Was that a father joke?
That was a Father Ted joke.
You big fucking gobshite.
The migraine mustn't be gone.
Step outside a while, by fuck's sake. Anyway, yeah, that really split the country because that was apparently a very close result. And some statistics show is the people that voted for divorce drank more than the religious people that you know?
Yeah.
And yeah, exact same thing. The Catholic Church has always been like, drinking is bad, and sermons through the ages have been like, the devils of drink.
It's funny.
It's killing you.
Do you know...
Here, drink the blood of Christ.
Have some Christ
Have some blood.
Wine, though. I mean, blood. Do you know...
No.
Since the early 2000s, though, drink is declining a lot in Ireland.
Do you think?
Yeah, oh no, that's fact. And it's true because everyone's more... I mean, come on, boy, if we grew up in the 90s, we wouldn't be as fitness-orientated, I guarantee.
Yeah, good point.
Well, like, maybe not us specifically, but a lot more people are into their fitness, so then that entails, like, drinking a little bit less. Like, we still do the dog on it, I think we do, but, like... you know.
Yeah. Actually, I found a cool article that I read written by a bunch of smart people.
Oh, yeah.
And, you know, they had numbers in it.
Oh,
and,
fuck it, yeah.
You know,
Did they have references?
I'm sure they did.
That's very smart.
You know, references and numbers.
Oh,
Jesus,
bullet points.
Bullet points. Big thing as well is geography related and the weather. Right, weather is a big thing. So like, they kind of made both points. So it's kind of like at the end of the day, it goes nowhere. Like drinking in Ireland may be seen as an escape from the shit weather. It's cold, it's damp, it's mank, it's dark for half the year.
Sure.
So we like to go to the pub.
Yeah.
We like to get away from it. But at the same time, and you'll notice yourself, the second the sun comes out, crack open some cans in the middle of a park.
There you go.
Fuck
I just changed from beer
Leo
to cider.
Varadkar.
I just changed from beer to cider, like.
You know?
Well, also, do you know about the belts, the alcohol belts of Europe? Do you? I looked a bit at that.
Is that about like how we're a beer belt, and
the beer
then
belt.
There's the wine belt and there's spirits,
the vodka belt.
The vodka belt.
So like a lot of Eastern Europe and Russia and all of the vodka belt. Ourselves, England, Germany,
or the beers,
beer, and then the southern. Or like
wine.
Spain or wine. And it's like, it literally goes along with climate almost.
Yeah, because...
So we're the temperate climate, the cold climate drinking vodka, and the hot climate drinking wine.
Have you seen, you know, any vineyards around Carrigaline lately? Bar mine. In my back garden.
Loads. But yeah, so therefore, straight away, we drink loads because of post-colonialism, because of the Brits, and because we have a temperate climate.
And I think as well, yeah, maybe a bit of rebellion against the old church.
Oh, yeah, you know, that's definitely...
The priest says, hey, relax.
Yeah.
And you're like, no.
You're like, Fuck you, priest.
Fuck off, Mr. Priest.
Fuck off, priest, but I'm sound and I want to go to heaven.
But I want to go to heaven, so you know.
Okay, can I just have the blood of Christ there tonight, please? No, you had some blood of Christ last night. Oh, sorry, please. I mean, priest, I really need some. Father, that's his name.
That's his name, Father. As we talk about this, this is such a vast and interesting topic, and you can actually pick a little niche and just do a 7-hour podcast on that. We're kind of skimming over a lot of shit, but look, I suppose, why are you here?
Yeah,
why are you here?
What are you doing?
What are you fucking doing?
What are you doing here?
So, by the way, if you haven't heard already, myself and Steve have a Patreon set up if you'd like to support the Lads podcast.
Yes.
We're going to be doing this every week. We're really enjoying this, but if you want to support the amount of work we're putting into it, and we will continue doing it.
We will.
Again, we get to 7, we're doing it forever.
That's it.
Patreon.com/the Lads podcast. Throw us a few bob. If you have it spare, if you don't, no pressure.
If you have a bit behind the fucking couch.
Down the back of the couch.
Only if you have it, no pressure. But look, as well as that, the best thing you could do is share this around and tell your friends.
Tell your pals. Yeah, the best way for us to grow is...
Follow the page, the Instagram page. That's a big thing. And like the videos put up. Share them in your story. That does us wonders.
I know no one likes to be told, hey, like my page and share my post. No one likes to... Look, but if you're enjoying it...
But if you don't do it, then fucking subscribe to the Patreon.
Then fuck you. No, I don't mean it. I do. No, genuinely, bang on. Like, and if you aren't aware, just look up the Lads podcast on Instagram. There we are, all the lads. So, lads. Any announcements, maybe competitions, all that crack, you can find us there. And look, just throw us a like, maybe throw us a comment and say, yeah, last week's episode was all right. Tell a friend, share it to a friend. Look, best way we can grow, and we'd really appreciate you if you just took a couple of seconds out of your busy life to tell the lads.
And sure, even if it's shit, if you don't like it, you can still share it. Just like playing a prank on your friend. Do you know what I mean? Just say, oh, here, listen to this podcast. It's really good.
They're really funny.
You know what I mean? Even if you think it's shit, but then it's like you played a prank on them.
And it's great, because if
it's win-win, because they might say, hey, that was shit.
Yeah,
got you, bro. or else they might say, I actually thought it was good. And you say, oh, fuck. Oh, I better check it out. And then everyone likes it.
Yeah, so there's someone you don't like at work, right? And they're like, hey, dude, any podcasts? You're like...
Oh, do I got a podcast for you?
Yeah,
so the bottom line is everyone share it.
Or else.
We've
kind of literally lost track of where we are with the podcast. That's fine. That's fine. This isn't...
Lads, it's just the way it is this week, all right?
This isn't school.
Last week's was so good and so structured that this week's is going to be more chaos. You're going to get one every second time. It's going to be mad.
Do you know what's fine? Yeah. Look, and that's all right too. Because look, we're all here just to have a laugh.
Exactly.
And look, if you look...
Sorry. Oh, you're right.
Vader force choke there now. He was like, "Bye. Look, we're all just here. We're all good buddies. We're all having a laugh."
That's it.
Do you want to say something, Steve?
Yeah. Do you know what the oldest bar in Ireland is called? Did you find this?
Oh no, can I guess?
Yeah, go on. So it's a name. Guess the name.
John.
Oh, nearly.
Sean.
Oh my God! Yeah.
It's just called Sean.
Sean's Bar. It's a pub in Athlone. And it claims to be established in 900 AD.
My whole...
So it's... so that would make it the oldest bar in Ireland, and isn't that class?
Fair play.
I know, man. Will we go to the questions?
Oh, yes. So, as you might know, every week we ask you, our very handsome audience, to throw us a few stories and whatnot. It was funny. I was wondering to see if anyone would throw us like a curveball, be like, this is why we drink, or this is why I drink. It's just like Ian from Humans of the Sesh fame, big celebrity.
And my school.
This went to school too.
I went to school with him.
You did, boy. He was like, sure, there's nothing else to do.
I couldn't have put it better myself, though.
And he's dead right.
We're there analysing everything, and it's Aaron, do you know what? There's nothing else to do, though.
There is, and it's kind of sad. I find it kind of sad.
That was a bit of a sad take too, wasn't it?
No,
slightly.
What do you mean?
There was a bit of sadness to, there kind of is not.
There isn't,
socially,
What's sad is there was this place in Cork called Tabletop, which has just recently closed. I'm very disappointed about that.
Yeah.
They serve drink, but you go and play board games. Something different.
Drink wasn't the highlight of the place, whereas normally drink is the highlight.
Whereas a pub, what do you do?
Second.
Yeah. Look, we can have a crack anywhere, but there's not many places around, especially in Ireland, that do drink. is always number one. And it's rare to find places that isn't.
Do you know the way, like, we say drink is a big part of our culture, but the crack is a massive part of our culture.
Yeah,
If you don't know what the crack is, you do. But it's basically the slagging and the kind of piss taking and
fun.
You know, the fun, like that's part of our thing. But like that just goes so hand in hand with drink. Like we can have the crack, all right.
Yeah.
But you can have the crack with your tight knit,
The boozy boys, you know.
Boozy when you're with your boozy boys.
Yeah.
But when you've drinking, well,
yeah.
the crack really expands.
Oh yeah, crack goes
and that's when the Irish. That's when it's like, I love the Irish.
Yeah,
and their crack.
I love that part of our culture. We drink and we become buddies with everyone.
Yeah,
that's something
we
I'm
extend
proud
the crack
of.
to everyone. Yeah,
I really like that. So when we go abroad, it's like, oh yes, there's the Irish. We're gonna have a
Yeah.
great time with the Irish.
So like, yeah, like you're right. We can have the crack without drink, but we don't have as much crack, do we? The drink does bring out.
Yeah, it's
it
nice.
brings crack up to 10. Like
I think just the point I'm making is, it's like, what will we do Saturday night? I don't know. Drink. Okay.
it does become stagnant too, I suppose.
Did.
Yeah.
Yeah, and we were finding that up until old COVID.
Old COVID.
Don't say the word. But yeah, I remember we were kind of getting, two of us going out, pubs and stuff. We were kind of like, oh yeah, pub again. It was kind of losing its novelty. And then we had two really good nights before,
It was starting to get good again.
and then they closed the pubs.
Because actually you're right. There was a stage where we were getting a bit sick of it, and then we had a few really good nights.
We just rewired our mind frame. We were like, we decided to have more crack.
Yeah,
We didn't depend on the drink those nights. We were like, let's just have a bit of fun. We did.
literally. Yeah. That was the thing. Do you know? Can I read out a big long poem that someone sent us in?
Oh yeah.
It's not a poem.
Oh,
It's just a take.
okay.
I think. I think it's that's it.
That's the
It's
poem.
really good.
Thanks for
They
that,
said-
listener.
This person said, I think it's that way. What was the question again that you put in? This is on the Instagram box.
Oh Jesus Christ!
Why do you think that Ireland are...
Yeah,
the way
why do
are
we
with
drink the way we
basically?
do
Oh,
and
yeah.
stuff?
I think it's because way back in the 1920s, 30s and 40s, rural farmers would go to pubs for the social outing, and so then a dependency on drink was the stereotype, which was propped up.
Mm-hmm.
Along with the fact that in the 80s and 90s, supermarkets introduced cheaper booze, so people started to stray away from the pub. That's quite related to what we're talking about.
No.
Then drinking is seen as sociable in the younger teen years, as there's no alternatives except a good session of field. This is prevalent in many rural towns and areas of cities where there is less amenities and alternatives. You're bang on, buddy.
That was
You're
kind of
bang on.
that was kind of the podcast.
You just kind of wrapped it up for us there.
But that's what we just. That's the whole podcast in a nice condense.
Yeah.
Do you know what we'll just do next week, right? Instead
What?
of doing a 40-minute podcast, we just make our point in just 15 seconds and release it.
But so I'm not really sure about rural areas, but that's very interesting.
Yeah, absolutely. Someone else wrote in. So Thomas says, pubs nowadays are old rambling houses, but the musicians get paid with money, not bread. A rambling house. I was like, what the fuck is a rambling house? And I did
What the fuck is rambling?
a rambling house. So this is old Ireland and before. So let's say we'll say 50s and before. A rambling house wasn't necessarily a pub. It was just a gaff people went to and just shared stories, played some music.
We need more rambling houses.
How the chats, but now we just have pubs.
Yeah, but that's what I mean. We need some that just takes away from from saying, all right, let's get loads of drinks.
Obviously, just what else would you be doing? Like, there's no telly, no phone, no internet.
Yeah,
And
yeah. Sure.
What my dad made the point before as well. He said he said he noticed because he was living in Ireland and there was load of singing in pubs. People just break out into song. Then he lived away from Ireland for a few years and came back, and the singing suddenly stopped. It was say 70s, 80s, whenever this was.
Yeah, that's.
And he was like,
the thing.
there's no singing, and I was like, that's a very good point.
Oh, yeah.
And this is just in your small pubs and stuff. Everyone just keeps themselves.
On that point, we're probably losing a lot of. That was the big part of our pub culture. We're probably losing a lot of.
We've become a little bit. I'll stay within my friends.
It is funny though, yeah, when you hear stories of that, and even my mother's side of the family, she's the youngest of 11, so I have a lot of older. I know. So I have a lot of older aunties and uncles.
Yeah.
Anytime there's like a family party, like the songs have to come out. Do you know what I'm saying?
I do.
It's just like the singing, going around everyone singing a tune.
Whereas
and
now,
I'm pure, and like a millennial, and I'm like, oh no, I don't want to just fucking sing in the circle.
Whereas whenever we have sessions, I love singing a song. The second I touch the guitar, it's like, oh no, Daragh, put away the guitar. Oh no, boy.
That's it. It's like, oh, the guy with the guitar at the sesh.
And that's the meme now. It's like, oh god, when the guy sings Wonderwall. Now, in fairness, we have the odd sesh now. We'll bring out the guitar and sing a few rebel tunes, but
it's seldom though, man.
People don't want it.
Really seldom. It's funny. Do you know? This is kind of going back. So I know we're just like going through a load of points and bringing them back.
Oh, this is going to be chaos. I can't wait to edit this podcast and be like, what the fuck was that?
Yes.
But you know what, lads? As long as you enjoy it, I'm happy.
Like from working in the construction industry, I keep hearing stories about the old days.
Oh, yeah?
And these old days are up until the
90s.
the early 2000s.
Okay.
Of like drinking during the day. Like I mentioned before, I'm a scaffolder.
Are you?
I am, yeah. I can't imagine going up on a scaffold and being drunk. I can't. I'd be having a fucking banger.
Yeah.
But apparently it was so normal. I've heard a story of one of people, and they would literally go to work and do their work, and then 1 o'clock have like a bowl of soup and a sandwich. You know, like stop for an hour.
8 pints.
I'm not joking. 8 pints, and then go back to work.
Nice.
That's so impressive.
Should do that in call centres.
Imagine
Take my half an hour break, scull a few pints.
And then
hi, this is Daragh from massive global brand. What the fuck do you want?
slurring your words.
My package didn't arrive. I don't give a fuck.
Massive global brand. I don't give a fuck.
Imagine. Do you know what?
Imagine come back to work drunk.
That'd be class.
I mean, like, yeah, but in every sense, it's like if you're in like customer service, yeah, you have to deal with the public, so it's a no-go. You're in like construction, you have to do physical manual labor. It's a no-go.
No,
and
we're bringing it into every role, every
that's
job.
what I mean. I'm just taking two examples. I'm just taking
so
examples of
people
ours.
who are, let's say, making I don't know, shoes, briefcases. You know, the first batch are really good. The second are all just broken and half made.
And teachers as well, you know.
Especially teachers.
Just getting.
It makes the second half of the day so much easier.
I'd say teachers definitely used to get drunk in school. Like,
still do, boy.
They used to hit people, so like they were
To
definitely.
be honest,
drunk.
yeah, I suppose the 20th century.
I'd say there
wild
was a
times.
flask of whiskey just on the table.
Sora's booze, you know.
Sora's booze. No, I'd say the students. I'd say it was in their office or in their car or in their in a bush.
In a bush.
Going to Sora's bush.
Oh, Sora's off to the bush there. I wonder what he's doing.
What other jobs would be mad? This is just a fun tangent, but just on that, what other jobs would be mad?
Oh, like, that's a good question.
Doctors.
Oh God,
doctors,
surgeons.
I reckon maybe they left the alcohol off.
Going into do
maybe even in the 20th century they left it off.
Giving it life-changing surgery. Your man's just pissed. He's like, hand me the knife, the scalpel. Yeah, the scalpel.
Give us the butter knife there. What for?
Doctor,
I want to slice a toast, lad. But this fella is open up here. We need to.
I got some fucking crumbs into your man's open heart surgery. Fuck.
He lived till 102. All right, what else? A judge. Just a drunk judge.
Do you want guilty? But judge, all the evidence is that
guilty.
I said guilty. No, get the fuck out of my court.
My head is killing me.
My head is splitting by.
I remember in school. This happened a lot of times. Does this ever happen to you when a teacher would just admit how hungover they are?
No. What? I never heard that.
Two teachers I can think of straight away would come in. Not often, like maybe once every month, like in fairness. Like,
yeah. And
they would literally come in and say, right, lads, here's the deal. I'm dying. So what you're going to do some work here from this page and you're not going to make a sound and I'm going to sit here and hope my head doesn't explode. They could have had a migraine, but nah, they were pissed.
I love that, yeah.
So, doctor, surgeon,
teacher,
construction worker, teacher.
The building blocks of a society.
One more job.
Let's think of one more job.
Just one more score.
Motivational life speaker. Pissed.
So anyway, lads.
All right, very good. Okay, look, let's put this absolute train wreck of a podcast to bed.
Look, can we just apologize for how mad this podcast went?
No. I'm not. No, I won't.
I think we were quite on a roll at the start, and then we just went fuck it.
I'm not going. Yeah, we set it up, and they were like, off it went. And do you know what? That's kind of very.
Yeah, it's a podcast. It's not a fucking radio show.
No, it's kind of nearly in line with the booze.
Oh yeah.
You know you.
Yes, we got a conclusion.
Yes. There's a point.
There is a fucking.
But that's what booze is like.
Go on,
you know,
brother.
when you're pissed. You're going to try and make a point. You make 18 other points and it's grand because we're all on the same page.
Exactly. And it's like, right, brother, I love you. And you know what the other thing is? When
I
you're
love
on the
you.
piss, do you?
No.
How do I respond? And the other thing is, Do you know when you go out on the gats? And
Yeah.
you're like, you can't make a plan.
There's no
The
plan.
gats the craic and the gats will lead you there.
We
This
actually wrote down
was.
in our script saying, let's
Yeah.
just have no fucking structure
Yeah,
and just
yeah.
go anywhere.
Yeah,
No, we did.
Yeah, and
Bet
you're all sitting there thinking,
Yeah, you're all-
these fuckers, they've lost the run on themselves already.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, the
Well, do you
first-
know what? There you go now.
Oh yeah, the first two were pretty good, but that third one now, they were all over the place. Yeah, that was the plan.
Yeah. Well, guess
Yeah.
what? We had a plan all along. Right, we're gonna go drink a few cans. Thanks a million for listening to or watching the Lads Podcast episode 3.
We appreciate it.
We do appreciate it, and we don't know what we're speaking about next week.
No,
We'll talk about it in the morning, though.
we will. Yeah, we'll talk about it in the morning.
We'll put it on Instagram and let you know.
Look, if you enjoyed this, if you're enjoying the podcast, tell someone, share it. It's all we ask.
Yep.
And give us €50 a month.
And just give us loads of bobs.
Just give us empty your savings into our Patreon. All right.
We're only messing. I feel like we're doing that joke a bit too seriously.
Well, I'm deadly serious.
Oh, are you? Okay, yeah. Sorry, yeah, lads. 50 a month. Let's
50 a
go.
month at least. All right, lads. Thank you so much for listening. We'll be back at the exact same time next week. See you then.
See you then.